Okay, sure. Hi guys, my name is Garrett and I am a gardener. Now, how many of you have ever accidentally killed a plant? Raise your hands if you've ever accidentally killed a plant. Alright, that seems to be about 80% of you, which when we interviewed people yesterday, that was about exactly what it was. About 80% of the people we interviewed said they had accidentally killed a plant. Well, we asked them, well, what did you do when you killed a plant? And you know what the most common answer was? Oh, it dies and I pay and get a new one. Which is like a really terrible solution to this problem, right? There's got to be a better way. This is a trial and error prone process, right? Why did my plant die? Well, what I want to do is change why did my plant die into how can we keep our plants healthy? So, how do I plan on doing this? Well, meet Cybele. This is a very simple device with sensors in it that monitor the condition of wherever you put it. So there is a very simple light sensor, temperature sensor, and humidity sensor in here that will basically tell you the data for what will grow best in that area. So we basically have this little sensor wirelessly talk to your phone, and it will show you in real time exactly what the temperature, humidity, and light is, and then it will recommend plants to you that will grow best given those conditions. So we can see here, based on these conditions, a tomato is right on the edge of being too cold to grow. Now, it might recommend a different plant that would grow better in those conditions. Also, to keep your plants healthy, we need to make sure that we stay within the ideal range. If we get outside of the ideal range, it's going to let you know. And then you can go and help your plant to keep it healthy. Now, how did we come up with this idea? Well, at the beginning of the weekend, I'm a gardener and I just want this information for myself. I want data so that my plants don't die. But there is no device out here right now that will give me that data. So we have to build this device, basically. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to build a whole bunch of these things so that we can start aggregating a whole bunch of information on exactly how to keep plants healthy. So how are we going to do this? Well, here we go. We got to build them, right? And when you only build your first couple, they're going to be a little bit more expensive to build because you have to use off-the-shelf components like Arduino. But eventually, we already have plans in place for a customized board. And then we're going to build this board domestically, and then we're going to outsource this board, and then we're going to ramp up production on this board overseas to really get the cost of this thing low so that we can make a whole bunch of them. And eventually, instead of just selling them ourselves on our website, we can make them for an inexpensive enough price that we can give them to retailers that can then really get them out there into the world. So this is our basic strategy. We're going to do a Kickstarter on this thing first and get the initial buzz and interest going. Then we're going to go out to all the gardening forums and go to the people that have the most pain and show them this really awesome device. All right, once we've generated a whole bunch of interest this way, we're going to then go out and do PR and get this thing written up in a whole bunch of magazines and articles, tech blogs, things like that, to really let people know. And then eventually we will be able to reach out to these big distribution and supply channels to get this thing out to the mass market. Now, how are we going to do this? Well, we have a bunch of experts on our team that are going to allow us to do this. We have an Arduino and circuit board expert that can do the schematics for exactly how to build this thing. We have a native Mandarin speaker with connections to manufacturers in China that can help us when we eventually outsource this thing. We have a successful app developer that's already deployed an app that's in the Android store right now. So I feel like with all of these pieces in place, we will be able to make gardening simple, which is what the goal of Cybele is, to make gardening simple.